on point, so they'll all be looking to get their boats in good position. Breeze building nicely on the J1 jib, so on the big jibs on the AC40, should get off to some clean starts.
Well, Canadian fans will have heard that umpire called Canada is below the bottom boundary. Obviously something is going on there, as you can see them there. We'll try and find out what, but
14.
Not an ideal start for this Canadian team.
They'll be needing to get popped up on their foils and get into that boundary, otherwise they will pop a penalty, possibly a very big one.
Just with our penalty, actually happy to attack it.
All the other 5 boats are on port, heading to the right-hand side. One more manoeuvre before that final lineup. Approaching from up high with lovely clear air, it is Sweden.
Why don't we win the pin here? Yeah, copy. We got 7 to kill to the pin. There is 1 boat 2 boarding at our 3. Coming up for attack. Coming up. Almost racing to the pin. Clear. Forward in 2. Go now. Forward. Turning in 2. Turning now. Turning.
Olivia Price.
Stay 2 boards. Let's stay 2.
Attacking. Final approach for the line. Under 30 seconds to go, building pace. We've seen the Dutch start well in all the other races. They are leading the charge to the pin end.
There we go. 13 seconden tot de start. Bijna upwind. 2, 1, Euro racing. Upwind, come up here.
Let's do this. Race 3, Group B, Puig Women's America's Cup in Barcelona.
Canada penalty clear.
Brilliant start there by Yacht, Team Dutch Sail, just charging the speed batteries and winding up onto course and immediately taking a gain. It'll be hard for the Australian team to live there for too long, but they can't tack. So they've got the Spanish team just off their hip, so...
It was a really conservative start, and actually the best, as you say, was the Dutch team, and they were 20 metres back. We're going to see that get tighter and tighter, I'm sure. Australians in a tough spot there, getting the gas from the Dutch team.
Yeah, they needed to tack a little bit earlier there. In Australia, they should have been matching the boat behind. They're going to struggle to get off that boundary now and live.
We have 20 seconds to boundary.
Swedish challenge powered by Artemis Tech, finding their form. Glad to be back in this race.
Happy to hold this line. Plan A is 1 and in.
Turning. 9, 2, 1, and up. Rolling up.
Cam Combs on board Swedish challenge.
Target 24.5.
Copy.
Julia Gross steering on port. Behind her, Rebecca Netzler, silver medalist from Paris.
What the shift is here? 200.
Not having the best start, Team Germany picked up a little bit of a shift out on that right-hand side and have dug their way back into this race. Not far off an intersection there with Sweden and Germany. Swedes will be watching them come across, but they're clear ahead. Germans will be looking to keep extending and try and get out to some clear air on that left-hand boundary and hopefully pick up a little lefty out there and get back into the race.
Massive increase in pressure in the right-hand top corner, up to 12 knots. Spanish leading into that, digging deep into the right.
The section now with Sweden and Australia. The Swedes having to duck down behind. Give way boat. Australians needing to tack out of there. They were just getting held up by Yacht, Team Dutch Sail all the way across there.
Settle in, girls. Doesn't need to be a crazy overlay. Okay, your visual mark. Copy, slowly working on our high modes. Ja, gaat helemaal goed, jongens. Heel lekker bezig. Er komen geen andere boten meer. Oh, gewoon een keer pararlo, hè?
Sail Team Barcelona needing to be careful here. They are the giveaway boat, so those electronic boundaries are the actual official boundaries that the umpires are looking at. They will need to be very, very careful to not get too close to that leeward boat or the one that's further away from the wind.
We could see them searching for a high mode, moving the Traveller a lot. Odile van Anout, gold medalist in the skiff class, leading into this top gate.
This is brilliant racing, race 3. Group B, the invited teams, and Yacht Team Dutch Sail. Big moments as they get around these top marks. They're being followed. The Sail Team Barcelona, who you look at your scoreboard, have maybe their nose in front. Then comes the Swedish challenge. The opposite mark goes Andu Team Australia. Big condition changes here. Big condition changes. AC Team Germany finding some speed, finding some form. And don't forget, Concord Pacific Racing were way outside the boundary, but got back inside, and they too have found some speed.
Team Yacht Dutch Sail, they need a good score from this race.
Oh, and the rudder safety kicking in there, getting really healed. Oh, they've still got plenty on, the Dutch team. The software looking after them there, that ride height controller saying, I'm not going to let you get too high, and I'm automatically going to lower the boat back in the water. Not best for performance, but good to keep the foils in the water, so a lot of software behind these boats looking after the women's teams. They're pushing the boats hard.
They have sailed an AC40, well, you could count it on one hand. It's impressive how quickly they are learning.
Fantastic racing, absolutely pushing these boats to the limit. And Team Australia far out of phase, sailing into slightly lighter wind this bottom end of the course, so that will keep the fleet a little more condensed as the back markers trail off, sailing in slightly more breeze. Front runners sailing into slightly lighter pressure, so that'll keep the fleet tight. Potential close intersection coming up if the Dutch team don't watch out here. They have to give way. Sail Team Barcelona, starboard tacker, having right of way.
Dutch team really trying to push that, the potential of laying the gate without another manoeuvre.
Sail Team Barcelona laying that right turn. Dutch team will have to do another manoeuvre. They'll need to jibe, then take the stern of Sail Team Barcelona, potentially.
More wind, more competition, more intensity. Oh, Sail Team Barcelona. Oh, they get it back up. There goes Yacht Team Dutch Sail. This race for maybe position 3 is on between the Swedish challenge who get around, and at the opposing mark it's Andu Team Australia who...
Oh, the Swedes.
Oh, no! That opens the door for AC Team Germany. And there you see them go. They'll pick up P4 in the not too distant future, like very soon. Then Concord Pacific Racing from Canada steaming in at something like 30 knots to the bottom gate to complete the halfway mark of race 3 in Group B. There's Concord Pacific Racing. They were showing signs of real improvement at the last race, but they got caught on a timeout, so this will be valuable for them. And most importantly, they stay without or improve valuable points.
Not sure what happened with Sweden there around that mark. Not sure if they lost the rudder or just the foil. Not really sure what happened, but we needed to get foiling again to try and give themselves a chance to dig their way back into the points of this race. But Sail Team Barcelona executing beautifully, as have the Dutch, and they'll be looking forward. The Aussies, bad tack. and off the foils, which will be painful.
Right, arms out of the water now. Okay, heading 8.
Big penalty to pay in these conditions, trying to get back on the foils. Full pressure up the course. As you can see, the green, the leaders will extend their lead over the following pack. Giveaway boat, Shirley, Sail Team Barcelona.
Pressure up ahead, heavy up to you. 1 en 1 is plannen. Dit is lange slag.
The voice you hear in driving on starboard, Deel van and out. I mean, the hottest property and fast boat sailing.
Heavy met VMG mode. There's the breeze.
Getting the hang of it.
Ja, VMG hoog als ik de race zo ver kijk. Toch? Ja, VMG is oké, denk ik hoor. Kunnen ietsje hoger als het moet hoor. Happy hier. Oké, kijk maar even mee. Ja, I see. Happy met Kent? Ja, gaat wel lekker.
Don't know a lot of Dutch, but understand a little bit of it. Locking the boat in, talking about their cant settings and their pathway up to the top mark. Happy with where they're going, looking at the pressure.
It's tight, there's the Spanish in a little bit more breeze.
Good arm wrestle between the Dutch and the Spanish. And these two teams, their learning curve is pretty vertical. They're just getting better and better. Really enjoying the light, dynamic winds that today is bringing. And I think it's a real heads out of the boat display by both teams. And right now the Dutch have regained the lead, but they'll probably attack behind the Spanish. I think this one will come down between these two boats.
In 2, 1.
Important manoeuvre this for the Dutch. Keep it smooth.
Oh, on the rudder, getting close. The software dropping the boat, and they have to give way. They are the giveaway boat here. And the umpires will be definitely having a look at that.
Spanish press the protest button. Heard a slight panic on the Dutch boat. Slow reactions.
They were intersecting, pardon me, outside that boundary. Once you leave that boundary, you do not have any rights. Dutch team though, sailing well. They can make it round here in good shape. Be trying to hang on to this lead.
So protest asked for, no penalty given, and Yayo Team Dutch Sail survived. They've had a couple of moments, in particular the last rounding at this point, but it was the other mark. Boat saved them, boat technology saved them, but they are sailing well. They're holding on. And can they hold on for the 10 points? Because that will be massive. Sail Team Barcelona will follow them around. They've sailed consistently all day. How about this? Two teams that need points now battling for that final podium position. Concord Pacific Racing from Canada and AC Team Germany.
We're down. Clear. 1
So the
coming up.
Germans complete 3 legs. 1 to go in race 3.
We have 1 boat following.
So good to see the Germans finding some form.
I need to go down and dig in and push it right high.
Here's the Swedish challenge. They've picked themselves up from that big off on the foils at the bottom gate.
Right shifted.
It feels like just beware of the Swedish team. They sat back last time, but is it too much to make up now?
My wheel. Angle. Forward up.
Can do Team Australia will complete leg number 3. Race winners and the last time out.
And angle here. Setting up. Correct. Yep. Happy to 2, 1. Forward.
Do Team Australia dig their way back in, but just this intersection, Shirley. Spanish there. Hunting a little high there, and the umpire team saying the Dutch team did enough to keep clear. That being the case, no penalty. Definitely committed there to the cross, and in the end the right call, because they do now have the lead, but not by much.
What we want to do next. At the moment it's only BMG games. Hold it up. Hold it up. Hold it here. Pitch. Yeah, nice. Hold it here.
Crucial jibe for the Dutch, and it looks like they've done a beauty. So the Dutch on that, coming on to port to head down towards the finish. Spain also have now jibed, so that looks like pretty well ley line for first and second. Picking your moment to jibe in these light, funky conditions, so important. But it does look like the Netherlands will take out this one.
Yacht Team Dutch Sail, third different winner on day 2 of the Puig Women's America's Cup. Following them through, Sail Team Barcelona, consistent. That is a big result for them.
Really consistent performance there by Sail Team Barcelona, but a great win. Really well sailed by Yacht Team Dutch Sail, nicely locked in. Germans needing to have to hang on here, had a couple of wobbles. Fast charging Canadians, but I think Germany should just sneak their way in front if they can get the boat wound up.
It's going to be close, it's going to be close. Look at Sweden coming in from the left-hand side, but it looks like Concord Pacific Racing will get third spot, followed by AC Team Germany, and then coming home like a gazelle, the Swedish Challenge powered by Artemis. And that 6th position, boy, you can go from high to low in the AC40s in the blink, because the race winner from race number 2, Andu Team Australia, will fill out the 6th and final position, and they'll pick up the single point for that finish. So in comes Andu Team Australia.
Are we going to do a 2 more turn-up?
And they cross the line. Different reactions from the last race, but they know there's still work to do. Their points are still pretty strong. We'll update those shortly.
Got the boat in front, turning up in 2, 1, turning.
So let's confirm the race result. Race 3 of the Puig Women's America's Cup Group B, the invited teams. First up win for Yacht Team Dutch Sail, followed by Sail Team Barcelona. That's their 3rd, 2nd place. And there's Concord Pacific Racing. Good effort, Team Germany, Artemis Swedish Challenge, and Andu Team Australia.